What's up, guys? It's your boy LEEMAN-X here, and this is my playthrough of Fallout New Vegas, where I discovered the Remnant in-game finally for the first time. I've been playing this game for a long time, like years and years, but when I play, I don't look at other people's playthroughs, I don't read about the game. I like to organically play the game and figure it out for myself, so that's why it's taking me so long, but it definitely was interesting, put a twist to the end of my story, and
Are
here
you
we
ready
go.
to head upriver?
Yeah, let's go take a look.
You'll be meeting face to face with the mighty Caesar himself, founder of the Legion, conqueror of 86 tribes. To my knowledge, this is the first time Caesar has ever summoned one of the dissolute to see him. Not even tribal chieftains receive this honor.
Dissolute, fool. Who you calling dissolute?
All who are not Legion are dissolute. They live in squalor, unrestrained by morality, lacking moderation, temper, and self-control. Their very existence is a blight on the common good. Even worse are the profligates, the subtype of dissolute one finds this side of the river. They hold themselves to be civilized, when in fact they are corrupt and self-interested. The truth will be made clear to them soon enough. You'd know better than I would, but you must be remarkable for Caesar to take such an interest. The trip will take a few hours. Take your place on the boat. By order of Caesar, all visitors must disarm and relinquish all banned items. This order also extends to the platinum chip you carry. For now.
You want me to get rid of the platinum chip?
This is your last warning. You will relinquish your weapons and banned items, or prepare to face the consequences.
How about I just turn around?
Very well. Lucullus, escort this fool back to Cottonwood Cove.
What's up? Wait a second. What's going on? Am I playing Virgil to your Dante? I'd like to assume that we're tiptoeing into the mouth of hell out of academic curiosity, but I'm not so open-minded that I've lost my brains.
Well, now he has something to say, huh? I just want Caesar to hear us out. Let's just listen to him, figure out what he's up to. Or, once we get close to him, we can strike. Or, with how messed up New Vegas is, do you really think Caesar has nothing to offer?
Short of canceling our imminent travel plans, that's the best thing you could have said. Just be careful. If we travel at Caesar's pleasure, he may not let us out as easily as he lets us in. I need to talk to you about something, if you have a minute.
Sure, finally you have some shit to say. I've been waiting for like a year.
Any day now? Caesar's going to try to march across Hoover Dam and kick NCR out of the Mojave. We're getting caught up in something important out here. Hell, after how you handled Benny, you're practically right in the middle of all this. I know I'm just along for the ride, but it's made me think about the past and how I might be able to help out. I wasn't always with the followers, or with the NCR. My late father was an officer in a group called the Enclave, a remnant of America's pre-war government.
Yeah.
Memories being short around here, not a whole lot of people remember them. But they did bad things. Terrorized communities, kidnapped people. Eventually someone stopped them. I was born a few years later at a military base on the coast, a place called Navarro.
Where'd they go?
A lot of different places. I only know what I was told. Some of them were cut down by the NCR and the Brotherhood. Some of them went east. My mother never told me what happened to my father, but she and I went south with some others and integrated into the NCR.
Your father.
When the NCR learned that Enclave personnel had integrated, we kept moving to the fringes. It's one of the reasons why I wound up out here. The Enclave did a lot of bad things, but there were good people at Navarro. Good people with a lot of experience. Not many of them are alive anymore, but I think they can make a difference in the fight against Caesar. Great. I'd like you to talk to the old-timers, the Remnants. I don't think I could convince them by myself. To them, I'm still a kid. But you're a big part of what's happening out here. When you talk to them, they'll understand how important this all is. I've kept in contact with them over the years, so I know where you can find them. But I doubt they'll open up to you unless I come along. I know I'm not always the most serious guy around, but this means a lot to me. Thanks.
So now you're going to go around and talk to all these old Remnant characters in game and try to get them to agree to meet up and get the Remnant to do some good. And you basically, well, to do whatever you want, good or bad, and either join the Legion's fight or join the NCR fight towards the end of the game. So here you'll see me rounding everybody up, and it was interesting and funny to me with my final decision and who I chose to have the Remnants help out.
What brings you around this time?
It's full arcade.
Thought I recognized the fellow with you. So what's this reunion all about then?
He thinks your experience and technology will help resolve the conflict of this region. Why, you have something better to do?
Well, now there's an interesting idea. Do a bit of good before we're all dead and forgotten. You can count me in. Oh, and in case Arcade forgot to mention it, there's a 5-word passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My word is old. Appropriate, huh?
If I had to pick anyone who didn't belong in the Enclave, it would definitely be Johnson. He hated what the Enclave was doing. Day to day, week to week, he would question orders, subvert mission objectives, do anything he could to serve without serving. It's amazing he was never court-martialed. He always had good things to say about my father.
Reminds me of me at work.
Said I was like him in a lot of ways. I wish I knew. I wonder if he would. It's pointless, I know, but sometimes I wonder what he wanted me to be. Maybe being a doctor in the middle of Nevada wasn't exactly what he had in mind for his little boy.
Your travels been going all right?
Arcade asked me to find you. I'm reuniting the Remnants. They'll need your piloting skills.
Told you everything about us, did he? Well, it's been a while since I've had my hands on the controls of a vertibird. There's a chance I could crash us in the middle of Lake Mead. That place seems to attract aircraft for some reason. But if I get one more chance to fly, count me in. I'll be there. My part of the passphrase is dear.
Peace out, old lady.
Watch your 6 out there.
What's up? Since my mother died, Daisy's been the only woman in my life. She was the only other woman close to my father, too. She flew him out on over a dozen missions, including his last. I've always been close to Daisy. There have been some good men along the way, but lovers make poor confidants. Daisy never had children of her own, so she was always there to listen. Being in the Enclave didn't mean much to her. She just loved to fly. It broke her heart to be grounded. Not much glory in the Enclave. Most of her old comrades are long gone. I know life as a salvager can't compare to being a vertibird pilot, but at least it's a life. That has to count for something.
Looks like I forgot to lock the doors again. If you're with the NCR, get out. This place is mine, and I'm not leaving.
Do you have something against the NCR, sir?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. The NCR makes a habit out of wrecking homes. I came out here to get away from them. Didn't work out so well. Next thing I know, I'm squatting in their land. Never mind that I already been living here for years.
Kate and I were looking for you. We're gathering the Remnant.
Been a while, Arcade. So, what's the point of all this? Can't find any younger mercenaries? Is that right? The million-dollar question is, who exactly are we settling?
You have a preference?
I wouldn't mind cutting down a few platoons of NCR troopers with my old Gatling laser.
Am I really about to say this? I want to help the Legion defeat NCR.
All right, then. I'll show up at this gathering of yours. It might be good to see the others. Johnson excluded. Arcade might have mentioned there's a passphrase needed to get into the bunker. My part is remember.
What did you do when you were in the Enclave, old man?
Heavy weapons trooper. Nothing better than hosing down a target with an excess of bullets and laser fire. By the time I got through with things, not much was left standing. Any morons who didn't run when they saw me coming got what they deserved. Back then, it was war. If we'd been on the winning side, I'd be called a hero.
What do you do around here?
Do? I don't do anything. I'm retired.
Alright, you seem pretty cranky.
Moreno took the fall of the Enclave hard. He never questioned his orders, never questioned the legitimacy of what the Enclave was doing. To him, it was all one unbroken chain, from Washington to Richardson. When we left Navarro, I remember looking up at Moreno. He said, "Kiss America goodbye, boys." When we left the Enclave behind, the love in him burned itself out. Now there's just a bitter old man left. I suppose you're right. When you're part of something for that long, maybe it's impossible to let go without losing part of yourself. Moreno may be a stubborn son of a bitch, but at least he's loyal.
Those feet. Sticking around for the attractions?
Cade wanted me to find me.
Hello, Arcade. Making some new friends, are you? Why the need for a bunch of old war horses like us? Swooping in on a vertibird, guns blazing? Haven't done that in years, but all right, I'm in. None of this means a thing if the rest of the group doesn't show up, though. Oh, and you'll need my part of the passphrase to get into the bunker. Navarro.
Tell me about the old days, old-timer.
I miss those days sometimes. We all had a purpose, you know? I admit that some of the folks in charge were pretty ruthless. The rest of us, though, we were just trying to civilize things. The NCR was still new, and it didn't look like they'd last all that long. Then we lost the oil rig, and shortly after that, the base at Navarro. Nobody left except us remnants.
Yeah, what's that oil rig, old man?
Internal sabotage took down the oil rig. Never did get the full story. The NCR took out Navarro, saying we posed a threat to the region.
I'd like to know more about your former squad.
I was the officer in charge, and Johnson and Moreno were my heavy hitters. Henry handled tech things, and Whitman flew the chopper. Johnson and Moreno never got along, and I had my hands full keeping those two apart some days. It was a difference in philosophy, mostly. Mercy was not part of Moreno's vocabulary. Uh-huh.
Thanks for the story, old-timer.
Judah Krieger is the glue that's kept us all together over the years, and with good reason. Anyone who can command Moreno and Johnson in the same unit without somebody getting fragged is one hell of a leader. Krieger was polite and kind, but never warm. He always did his best to make me feel welcome in the group. I think he did it out of a sense of loyalty to my father. Loyalty means a lot to Judah. Not loyalty to the Enclave, or even the ideals they fought for, but to the people who served with them. Sometimes I wonder how much of my father they see in me. They went through a lot together, but my family went through it too. I'm glad they've watched out for me all these years. Maybe someday I can return the favor.
Yo, Doc.
I assume this is about something important? You're interrupting my research. You must have something important in mind. I'm willing to go to this little reunion, but my work here isn't complete. Help me get my research to a stage where I can hand it over to my assistant, Calamity, and then ask me about this again.
What are you working on, old man?
The Nightkin have varying degrees of mental instability due to their addiction to stealth boy use. I've been trying to come up with a cure. I'm currently investigating the local Night Stalker population, since they seem to have developed a natural stealth field. I've also gotten my hands on a working Stealth Boy Mark II prototype, but that experiment is riskier. I'd rather not pursue that research just yet.
Alright, what do you need me to do?
I'm not convinced that the Night Stalker mutation is a natural one, and I need someone to investigate their lair for proof. Some of the super mutants have looked around as well, but they've come back empty-handed. Perhaps a pair of fresh eyes will have better luck. Lily might be interested in coming with you. She's lost a few of her bighorners to Night Stalker attacks and would enjoy a little revenge.
What makes you think the mutation ain't natural, Doc?
I've compared the brain chemistry of a Nightkin to one of the local Night Stalkers we killed. They both exhibit similar neurochemical changes. Now, I'm not claiming that Night Stalkers are running around wearing stealth boys, mind you. I just don't think it's all a coincidence. The stealth field has been modulated to use less power and thus last longer, but for some reason it has pronounced negative effects on the user. However, these pronounced effects will allow me to pinpoint exactly what parts of the brain they're affecting. Unfortunately, I'll need to run the test on a live subject, and Marcus has encouraged me to investigate the Night Stalker mutation first.
Does it hurt humans?
It's possible, but I've yet to see any hard evidence or hear of any cases where humans were negatively affected. Its negative effects are more pronounced on Nightkin. Because Marcus asked me to, and because it's a reason for me to get up in the morning, I'd like to get one more grand accomplishment done. If we must.
Goodbye.
Yes, yes.
So you're gonna go in this cave to help out Dr. Henry, so finally he can get his research done and he can leave it alone and you get all the Remnant members together for one last final battle. So you gotta go in this cave. You're gonna be looking for a dead super mutant body, and on that body you're gonna have the super mutant will have a chewed up stealth boy. You're gonna pick up that stealth boy and bring it back to Dr. Henry so he can finish his research, and then he'll agree to join you on your little quest to get all the Remnant members together. And here we go, there's the body, there you see it, chewed up stealth boy, get that, and voila. Still
You
up,
ever
Doc?
seen one? Is there something else I can do for you? There's still power, but the casing is cracked. I'm astonished that exposure to the stealth radiation could induce mutations so rapidly. More importantly, this explains why my research into this group of Night Stalkers hasn't come up with a cure for the Nightkin. There's only one avenue left for me. I need to run the Mark II test on Lily. It's the only way.
Why's it gotta be Lily?
Lily is eccentric, certainly, but I've never felt she was dangerous. More importantly, she asked if she could help me in some way. I've told her about the risks, and she still insists on helping me. Possibly immediate and permanent mental damage. There's a reason the Stealth Boy Mark IIs never got beyond the prototype stage. Lily already has a pre-existing condition, and the experiment will likely make things worse for her.
I'll talk to Lily then.
I'll be waiting.
Lily, don't do it. Travel with me, and let's kick some ass. Okay?
My, but that Lucky 38 is a large building. And so fancy. Of course, dearie. I know it's dangerous, but it'll all turn out for the best. You'll see. I'll go to him now. It would be rude to keep him waiting.
So sad, so sad.
The equipment is hooked up and ready. We can start the test as soon as you give me the go-ahead. Very well. Please stand back. I don't want any erroneous readings. You're welcome to stay and observe if you want, though.
Sure, why not? I'm a scientist too, you didn't know that? Doc Brown was my mentor.
All right, power on the Stealth Boy, Lily.
Turning it on. Feels strange. Strange, but good.
Interesting. Try thinking aggressive thoughts now. Think about smashing a rad scorpion.
Lily smash! Yeah!
How are those readings looking, Calamity?
Stealth field is unstable and scrambling things. The reading says gamma wave activity is 0. But that can't possibly be right. Gamma wave activity is 0. That can't be right. Must be a result of the interference.
All right, we're done here. Go ahead and power the Stealth Boy down, Lily.
Oh, I like turning it on.
I'll get back to you on that in a moment, once I've analyzed the results. Uh-oh.
Well, well, congratulations on getting the Mark II prototype functional, Doctor. Now, just hand it over, and we'll be on our way.
Dad, we don't want no trouble around here.
My request is perfectly reasonable. Give us the Stealth Boy specs, and there will be no need for us to splatter the room with your insides.
What you do in the wasteland affects all the mutants here. But you didn't think about that, did you, biatch? What are you planning to do once you get the specs? The Mark II are even more dangerous than the standard Stealth Boys.
There are caches of Stealth Boys out there. With the Mark II in hand, it shouldn't be difficult to upgrade every one of them. No, I didn't. Not until now, anyway. Very well, Schumann. You've made your point, and I withdraw my request.
Good job, Jack.
I hear reports of Legion raiding parties all over the place. They can't all be rumors. Have you seen that? Nice work with the Nightkin. I've never seen anyone able to talk their kind out of anything once they had their mind set to it. I got a lot of useful data from the experiment, and am a lot closer to a cure than before. It's occurred to me that this brief test might not yield a cure anytime soon. However, if Lily were to continue to wear the prototype... I understand. Get back to me with an answer as soon as you can.
Let me see if I can squeeze out 30 points of science.
Have you come to a decision on Lily? I'll need to know before I can do anything else. All right. I'll dismantle the prototype to avoid any further incidents with the Nightkin. Is there something else I can do for you? Promising, but I won't be able to synthesize the drug anytime soon. I really should get back to my work. Is there something else I can do for you? I'm intrigued, so I'll go to this reunion. I'll be handing things over to Calamity, so talk to her if anything comes up. Oh, you'll need my word from the passphrase to get into the bunker. Friends. Don't forget it. Yes, yes.
Doc Henry always was a hard one to figure out. It didn't seem to matter whether he was working with humans or dogs. He had an equal lack of affection for both. A regular Diogenes. I'm not sure what the man was after. Knowledge is power, but to what end for Henry, I have no idea. The problem was what mattered to him, not its practical impact. He simply solved riddles because they existed. Not everyone dreams of being a revolutionary, I suppose. Maybe we can't all change the world. Maybe it's enough just to do good for the short time that we're here. No one's going to sing Doc Henry's praises when he's gone. But he's probably saved more lives than I ever will.
Krieger's the officer here, not me. The final say on the plan is up to him.
What are you talking to me for? Talk to Krieger.
They say those robots on the strip are running around with different faces. Glad to see you made it here all right. So, who are we going up against? This was a minor refueling station for vertibirds. It seemed an appropriate place to stash our equipment if we ever needed it. I'm surprised this place hasn't fallen apart. When I put it into standby mode, I expected to return to it within a few years, not decades. Marino, Johnson, Henry, and I will be the boots on the ground. Whitman will stay with the vertibird. Well now, an opportunity for payback after all these years. Johnson won't go along with it, though. He actually likes the NCR. He won't turn on us, but he's a good shot, and I'd hate to do this without him. I stopped being Johnson's officer a long time ago. Everyone here respects me, but they don't need to follow my orders. Not anymore. Since Johnson won't be needing his power armor, I've decided to let you have it. You'll need training in how to use it, so talk to Moreno about it. Something. Don't ask, because I don't know.
You got the survivors of the Enclave back together so you could convince them to help Caesar? What are you thinking? Do you want to see Vegas turned into the new slave capital of the West? If the NCR is broken, it will fail on its own. The people who live here don't deserve to be victims of your misguided attempts at political engineering. Or are they just collateral damage? Sure, if you're a sociopath, enjoy the fruits of your labor.
So here in my live stream, I actually didn't even remember because this is probably a few days later. I've done so much, I kind of forgot the Remnant guys were supposed to help me. So here you'll even hear in my live stream that I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then I was like, oh, it's the Remnant dudes that are supposed to help me at the end of the game. Awesome. Dr. Henry? I don't know who Dr. Henry is. Oh, these are the dudes from freaking Remnant. That's awesome. So they did finally help. Where's your outfit?
Keep your head down.
Trigger's willing. All I'm doing is pissing him off.
Ooh, so I can get down the ladder. Now what?
Maybe I should switch to a
Oh, snap. Try to shoot that weapon out of his hand.
You like that?
So here you can see that Dr. Henry and a couple of the Remnant guys are still alive. But as time went on in this final battle here, none of them made it. Not a single Remnant person made it. I still got Cass to stay alive, and even Rex died after I held on to him the entire game. Rex dies, and Cass is the lone companion that was able to stay with me. And you'll even see here soon all the bodies of all the Remnant people. And I'm looking at them dead in the hallway as we're trying to kill that Colonel Oliver. You can see right there that Dr. Henry's dead on the ground. And Rex dies right there, yep. So in my next playthrough, I'm really going to try to get at least a few of them to stay alive at the end of the game. And it really won't be for the Legion either. I felt really dirty joining the Legion. I've never joined them before. That's why I did it this time. I always try to do things I've never done before. And yeah, it's not going to happen. It's too easy for me. But definitely was cool to see that you could have all the Remnant dudes help you out on top of the 2 possible companions you can have. And they really kick ass too. So that was cool. Well, thanks for watching, guys. This is about to end right here, and I'll even show the ending that just talked about what happens with the Remnant people after I join the Legion and help the Legion with their cause. And I'll definitely pop out more videos of this Fallout playthrough because there's just so much content. There we go, Dr. Henry right there is dead on the ground in his biosuit.
All the Remnant guys died.
There's another person from Legion dead. So I'll check you guys next time. Peace out.
Me. No act is more sacred than consecrating a site in the blood of one's enemies. The rest of the dam is fully under our control. A few pitiful holdouts remain, but their time is short. The General was the last source of concern. With their commander dead, the NCR will pull out of this region, allowing our conquest to continue westward unopposed for a time. The Legion will swell with the number of slaves we will claim from this place, and the tribute we gather will fund further campaigns. Perhaps in time I will be granted the honor of conquering the land known as California. But for now we rest. Know that your efforts are appreciated and will not go unrewarded. But we can speak of that later. For now, come. We must see to the burning of the dead.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. The legate is crowned as the new Caesar. He entered the Strip as though it was a military target, destroying anyone who resisted him.
Oh man, I really
merciless in their assault on the NCR. The Remnant struck fear into the hearts of even the Centurions at Hoover Dam. Caesar's heirs aggressively pursued the Remnants into Arizona, losing hundreds of legionaries in the process, and gaining nothing in return.
And so the courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.